Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Right Way Sports Network YouTube channel. I'm your host, Aidan Maher, and before we get to today's episode, make sure you guys go check out the Right Way Sports Network mobile app for daily articles from our content creators, and make sure you go follow the Right Way Sports Network on all our social media pages. Now, get into today's video. We're going to be going into the film room and breaking down what Kellen Moore and this Dallas Cowboys offense did on Sunday in their win against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a 37-17 win, and the Cowboys kept their playoff hope alive. But what did they do to score 37 points against their division rivals? And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. There's a lot of things I like, but this was kind of the main concept. And I'm not going to give away too much, but it was essentially like iso ball. You know, they isolated mismatches, and we're going to break down why this was such a great matchup towards the end. But again, I don't want to spoil too much, but this is the first play we've got here. Second quarter, 31 seconds left. The Cowboys are coming out of their second timeout, so they've got one timeout remaining. As we can see here, they're at the 34-yard line. And again, as I said, 31 seconds left. You've only got one timeout, and it's a 3rd and 3. So the Dallas Cowboys here, they're looking to pick up a first down. You'll see what I mean when you see the play. Some teams would just be looking to like, hey, but the 34-yard line, that's a 50-plus yard field goal. And the Cowboys at this point in the game, they just wanted a field goal would have been fine on this drive. Obviously, a touchdown's the ultimate goal. But a field goal, they were like, hey, that's fine. And they just wanted a couple more yards, preferably, though, a first down. And if they had to burn their last time out, they were fine with that, especially with the look the Philadelphia Eagles gave on this play. If you don't know, the Cowboys love pre-snap motion. Especially in this game, they ran it a ton, and Andy Dalton sends Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield to the outside here, and then he's going to bump Dalton Schultz in. I'll rewind that. And what this does is just watch the safety come over, and this is a dead giveaway that this is zone coverage. When you send Ezekiel Elliott out here, nobody follows him. Eventually, the safety follows him and then bumps this guy in the box here outside, and he comes in and ends up blitzing. And then with Dalton Schultz here, he's on the left edge. He's ready to run a route. Like you see, he's ready to run a route. And when Andy Dalton sees no one's really following him, he bumps Dalton Schultz in. Watch this. And the reason being is Dalton Schultz now going to block. We don't want Dalton Schultz running a route, We want him blocking on this play. Because if we watch, it's a zero blitz. And what this means is everybody is blitzing besides the guys that are covering these wide receivers. Look, we've got man-to-man coverage here, man-to-man coverage here, man-to-man coverage here, man-to-man coverage here, and everybody else is blitzing. There's no safety help. No linebackers are in a zone in the middle of the field here. And again, like it's clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to make a big play. They're trying to force the Cowboys to get the ball out quick. Maybe you can force them short. Maybe you can even get a sack and punch them completely out of field goal range. But Andy Dalton picks up on this well. And this right here is what we're going to watch. It's CeeDee Lamb, and he's got a safety that's not pressing him at all. And obviously, if it's a zero blitz, especially when your secondary is not as talented as the other team's receiving core, but never on a zero blitz are you going to play press coverage, right? You have no safety help. You're not going to press them because one wrong step and they're gone for an easy touchdown. So you're not going to play press coverage here. But they're giving CeeDee Lamb basically a free first down. And this is exactly what the Cowboys are going to take. They're taking what the defense is going to give them because you've got to get the ball out quick. So CeeDee Lamb says, fine. He's just going to sit down right here. It's enough for the first down. The safety's giving him so much space. There's a big cushion there, and that's enough for a first down. And if he breaks that tackle, he honestly could have maybe scored a touchdown there, at least got a lot more yards. But nonetheless, the Cowboys, that's fine. They'll take that. Now you've got a first down. You keep the chains moving. You're for sure in field goal range. You're not afraid to take a field goal, your 33, 34-yard line, but you preferably want it to be inside a 50-yard field goal, 49 or less yards, preferably. The shorter, the easier, and the Cowboys is exactly fine, right? Now you've got, heading into this next play, they end up calling a timeout. I'm just going to string off these 3 plays right here because I thought this was a fantastic drive that really showed what the Cowboys were trying to do. And this next play, again, it comes right after this play. So you've got a 1st and 10 with 23 seconds left. in the quarter, and you've got no timeouts now. We've got to keep that in mind. I'll pull up the play now. But this drive really, I think, shows what Kellen Moore was trying to do. And it was a great adjustment because this Cowboys offense got off to a bit of a slow start, and then they really picked it up. They made some adjustments, and it was great. I mean, they put up 37 points. So again, this next play, similar to the last play, and the Cowboys did this a ton in this game, trips right. Now, it could be trips left too, but just trip sets with their wide receivers. And this is actually Dalton Schultz, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not 3 wide receivers, it's 2 wide receivers and a tight end, but you get the point. They love to run trips, and a big reason for that is it's also an indicator of the coverage. Sometimes it can be false. Sometimes it doesn't indicate it directly, but a lot of times trips left or trips right, either one, trips formations will indicate whether you've got man or zone coverage. And the same goes for pre-snap motions. And the Cowboys do a lot of this stuff, and it's helps Andy Dalton out a lot pre-snap, and a lot of teams do this. So it's pretty clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are in zone coverage here. Again, the trips right indicates it right away. Sure, you've got a man right here. Sure, you've got a man right here. But the closest defender to CeeDee Lamb is this linebacker that's in the box right here. And it's clear that he's not playing man-to-man coverage with CeeDee Lamb. 1, you're not putting a linebacker man-to-man with CeeDee Lamb. And 2, he's in the box. He's got his eyes on the quarterback. That's inside technique if I've ever seen it. That they're not giving CeeDee Lamb that much space, especially, again, this just isn't man-to-man coverage. It's obvious. And again, especially considering there's only a single high safety. There's no safety help over on this area of the field. This isn't cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Obviously cover 2 is really the max you can run in a man defense, unless you rush 3 and it's man up 3 deep or whatever. That's getting really specific. That's on Hail Marys, but that's besides the point. We know it's cover 3, and we've got the single high safety here. You've got this corner kind of cheating back, but this is also the third corner. This is why you got to wait and see. He's going to start backpedaling. Watch him up top. He's going to start backpedaling. He's going to start backpedaling. And you've got this single high safety right here playing center field. So we know it's cover 3. Andy Dalton knows it's cover 3. He's seen this 1,000 times. So what are the Cowboys trying to do here? Because again, they've got 23 seconds here, no timeouts. So Andy Dalton's trying to look for something on the sideline. And the mismatch here, and this is what the Cowboys do as well, so I ISO ball. They love isolating the mismatch. And although this is zone coverage, they're still attacking the mismatch here. This is Michael Gallup versus Michael Jacquet. They destroyed Michael Jacquet in this game, and he's going to pop up more as this film session goes on. Although, again, this isn't man-to-man coverage, this is still something they want to attack. They want to attack Michael Jacquet's zone. And all we're really going to watch here is Michael Gallup, because this is where this pass goes. And it's executed beautifully because they move the chains. They get a lot of yards out of this, and he gets out of bounds. And that's key with no timeouts. So, again, we're going to watch. Again, it's cover 3. This safety's going to go down into the flat. But there's still all this space here, and it's a beautifully placed ball. It's a great route. Because in this cover 3, you've got one guy in the flat. You've got Michael Jacquet running deep to the end zone. But there's empty space right here. There's open space, and Michael Gallup finds a home right here, and he gets open. He comes on a comeback route. It's a well-placed ball by Andy Dalton right on the sideline. Great catch by Michael Gallup. I'll run it one more time. And again, it's beautiful because now you've got the ball at the 7-yard line. You stop the clock. And that's going to lead us to our next play that happens only just 7 seconds later. 16 seconds left. The clock stops. You're inside their 10-yard line. The Cowboys are feeling good. You just can't take a sack here. You can't pull a Brian Hoyer against the Chiefs and take a sack. And he doesn't. They finish the playoff great, and they attack Michael Jacquet again with this Michael Gallup matchup. And that's what we're looking at right again. Top left of the screen, they've got trips right. And this is indicating man so far. You've got the single high safety. The Eagles love running single high safety man. And you've got man-to-man coverage here. But the single high safety doesn't matter. What the Cowboys are really looking at is Michael Gallup versus Michael Jacquet. And all this play ends up being is just who's better. Who wants it more? And Michael Gallup wants it more. I mean, this is just watch. Michael Gallup just shows Michael Jacquet who the better Michael is in the NFC East. It's easy. It's easy. It's just attacking the mismatch. It's ISO ball again. You've got trips right here. It's man-to-man coverage. There's only so much this one safety that's playing the middle of the field can do. Michael Gallup's all the way out here. It's a quick throw. So this guy's really got no safety help. It's one-on-one. This safety cannot make a play on the football. In the middle of the field like this, he's not making a play on that. This is one-on-one coverage, and I'll take Michael Gallup all day over Michael Jacquet. And that's what the Cowboys did again. They love running the strips right and then ISOing the mismatch over here. And especially when you're this close to the goal line, there's nothing the safety can do. There's nothing the safety can do in the middle of the field. It's all up to Michael Jacquet to make a play. And this actually wasn't even terrible coverage by Jacquet. It was just Gallup wanted it, and he went up and got it. And that's just a mismatch. Michael Jacquet didn't even play it that poorly. So now we're going to go over to our next play. This is the third quarter, and ironically, I believe this was their very next drive. They just kept it going. They kept the pedal to the metal. Or I think I got that wrong. Saying wrong. 12:35 left in the game. This was a touchdown pass. This is their very next drive. The Cowboys kept it going. Like, they didn't just have that success on those final three plays and then scrap it at halftime. They came out with a very similar idea. Now, you'd imagine this mismatch is right here. It isn't. There isn't really. It's a really good play design. Again, you've got trips left. This is indicating man so far, and then CeeDee Lamb, they're going to motion. You got Amari Cooper right here, but you've got CeeDee Lamb. They're going to motion CeeDee Lamb. And this is just indicating man. Again, you've got the trips left. That's indicating man coverage, but CeeDee Lamb motioning across the line of scrimmage from the left side to the right side. You know it's man coverage. You got this dude following him. And then what are we looking at for safeties? This is big on this play because I don't think this play works if you've got two safeties up high, but you don't. It's single high. Now, the reason we know this may look like cover two man, but it's not. First of all, the biggest indicator here is how close these safeties are together. If it's cover two, you're not going to have both safeties starting on the hash marks. That's just not going to happen. That looks like, to me, something. If there were to be two safeties to start out, and then these two, if they were in zone coverage and they were both playing deep, these two corners would have to drop, and it would be cover four. These two are just taking 25% of the field down in this at the third level here. But that's not the case. We know it's man coverage. The trips right was a good indicator, and then CeeDee Lamb sliding across the line of scrimmage was a great indicator. Then we've got the fact that this safety's cheating in. I don't know why he started cheating in so early, but I think he thinks maybe you've got something up with CeeDee Lamb here, some sort of jet sweep or whatever. But it's so obvious. It's so obvious. He's playing a robber in the middle of the field. He's not manning up anybody. He's just playing a zone, but instead of a deep zone, taking this area of the field here, he's just playing the middle of the field, more towards the second level. And now he's the single high safety. So that's perfect, and you're going to see why. I'm just going to run the play. CeeDee Lamb takes it to the house for 52 yards. So let's back it up. Why wouldn't this really work against two safeties? Well, one, you're not going to score a touchdown, but that's fine. That's fine. It would still be a successful play. But I also think if you have safety help there's a chance he makes a play on the football. It might not work. Definitely won't work as successfully if it was cover two. But now that you see this guy cheating in, he can't make a play on the football. The angle he's going to be sucked in. He's not going to make a play on this football. And Amari Cooper plays a key role here too. I'm going to show you CeeDee Lamb's release, which I love it. But because Amari Cooper takes his corner down the field, he's kind of taking him out of the play. And then watch the safety. The safety could have made a play on the football and saved a touchdown. But Amari Cooper, you really got to watch closely. But Amari Cooper gets in the way and makes this dude kind of hop over him a little bit. And that gives CeeDee Lamb just enough separation that he needs to walk into the end zone here. A walk is a stretch, but one of the biggest parts of this play, though, was CeeDee Lamb's release, which Amari Cooper on this next play that I'm going to show you has a stellar release as well. But this release off the line of scrimmage was nasty from CeeDee Lamb. Now, the motion does help. Nickel Roby-Coleman's a bit off balance here just to begin with, but really it was just a great release by CeeDee Lamb. He goes out in. Oh. I mean, it just so happened so quickly. I didn't even get to say the whole thing. Out in, and then he was gone. But look how much separation he has, because this isn't just created by the motion or Amari Cooper. It's created mainly by CeeDee Lamb's release, because you have to remember, out of all this, you've got to rely on him to get open. But the Cowboys trust him, because CeeDee Lamb versus Nickel Roby-Coleman is Nickel Roby-Coleman, I'm going to say as bad, and I'm going to say that with respect, because Michael Jacquet is an NFL player. But Nickel Roby-Coleman is better than Michael Jacquet. But at the same time, I'm still going to take CeeDee Lamb over Nickel Roby-Coleman. And this release, he just look how off balance Nickel Roby-Coleman was on that play. And you've got to CeeDee Lamb's got to get himself open with a nice move like that, and he does. And that's what makes this work, is the fact that their guys are better than the other guys. The Cowboys receivers are better than the Eagles secondary. And with them playing so much man coverage, it's not like even with zone coverage, as Michael Gallup proved on our second play, you can still attack it. But when it's in man coverage, it's like, okay, it's uno v uno. Like that's literally the definition of man-to-man coverage, right? So it works even more effectively. So when you get a team like the Eagles that run a ton of man coverage with only one single high safety, and then your receivers are just that much better than their secondary, you do stuff like this, right? You isolate the big mismatch. You do all this motion. This is what you do, right? Take notes if you're the Chiefs. Not saying the Chiefs are doing fine, but teams like this that have very talented receiving corps take advantage of this. And I'm not saying they already haven't, but I'd love to see this just happen more and more often. When you face a team like the Eagles that just consistently run man coverage, and they need a better secondary if they want to run this much man coverage, right? But anyway, we're going to get into our last play here. Third quarter as well. We're sticking in the third quarter. This is the very next drive. Again, they're just on a roll right now. Kellen Moore was on a roll with this play calling. And the Cowboys were executing. Give them credit. The Cowboys were executing. So 10-16. We got a 2nd and 5 here. We've got 4 receivers left. I'm going to pause this. 4 receivers left. And then you've got Amari Cooper versus Michael Jacquet on the right. And you can already see where this is going. I already kind of showed the play, but I didn't even have to show the play. You guys know where this is going. You see 4 receivers to the left. You know they're in man coverage. And you just see Amari Cooper versus Michael Jacquet to the right. I mean, you know where this is going already. Isolate the mismatch. That's what the Cowboys are doing. That's what they did all game. Isolate the mismatch. Michael Jacquet, it doesn't matter if he's on Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. It doesn't matter. That's a mismatch. They tried moving him around because he started, he played against Michael Gallup towards the end of that second half, and then they move him on to Amari Cooper. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I believe Michael Jacquet was on Amari Cooper on that last play I just showed you. It doesn't matter. It's a mismatch either way. And this is why. This is why. I talked about CeeDee Lamb's release being good. This was a fantastic release as well. But from Amari Cooper, that's what we're going to focus on here first. He falls. He falls down. You can't make this stuff up. And then he breaks the tackle. He doesn't take it to the house, but that's a huge gain at this point in the game. And the Cowboys had a lead. So the Cowboys are going to take a huge 27-17, 10:33 left. Really, you score there, you're in a great position. And they just put themselves in a great position with that play. But, look, single high safety. Again, the Eagles, Michael Jacquet is getting burned right now. They'll do this where they've got the 4 receivers lined up left, and you've got the whole defense. Watch them talk. I mean, obviously it's their assignment, but it looks like you've got something going here. But this is really where all the magic's happening. These guys are almost all in a way a decoy. They're really just playing B, playing C, and playing D, and playing E. Plan A is right over here. Whoever Michael Jacquet's guarding. And I just loved that. I loved just isolating the biggest mismatch, and that's what they do. I mean, you trust Amari Cooper to get separation. You trust CeeDee Lamb. You trust Michael Gallup. You trust these guys to get separation and make plays against these guys, because that's what it comes down to. Kellen Moore can isolate these guys, but if they can't get separation and they can't go up and get the ball, it doesn't matter. But that's the thing. The Cowboys can do that because the receiving core is just that much better than the Eagles secondary. And so Amari Cooper, again, gets that great release. This linebacker tries to come in, but the angle he's at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's not going to make a play. And plus, it's a really well-placed ball by Andy Dalton, believe it or not. And Amari Cooper also positions himself really well for yards after the catch, because by the time he catches it, he's already angling himself to shoot right upfield. I'll even show it to you again. And again, it's a really well-placed ball by Andy Dalton, too, to throw it to the spot and throw it away from this incoming linebacker that's really reading the play, and he sees what's going on. And he catches it right here. He's already upfield. And then this single high safety comes crashing down, misses a tackle, and he kind of gets tripped up a little bit. Amari Cooper does, and this linebacker makes a play. He slows him down, and then it's still a great. That's a great game. That's a great play for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's going to wrap up today's film room. But again, it just works so well. This isn't going to work all the time for the Dallas Cowboys. They go up against a secondary that primarily runs zone coverage, or they primarily run two high safeties, and they've got maybe a little bit more of a talented secondary, whatever. It's not going to work as successfully. You can't do this on every single drive, but this bought the Cowboys a ton of points. This was really what helped. I mean, they still had about 13 points before they really started digging into this, really consistently running these ISOs. But still, nonetheless, I mean, they ran it a lot this game. These were some of the best examples. And I loved what Kellen Moore's doing. Dallas Cowboys fans out there, you guys better hope he doesn't go to Boise and become that head coach, because he's a fantastic offensive coordinator. He understands the X and O's as a former quarterback, and I think he's done a really good job. And this was a great game from him. There were a lot of things to like, but this was the glaring thing to me, just isolating that mismatch. And you understood your opponent. You understood this opponent plays a lot of man coverage. They're only going to have one single high safety. You're better than they are, and prove it. And the Cowboys proved it. They proved that receiving core is better than the secondary, if some people were questioning that already, which I don't think was the case. But anyway, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you go download the Right Way Sports Network mobile app. You don't want to miss out on daily articles from our content creators. It's great, unique content. And thank you guys for joining me today. I'll see you guys next time.